My sister and her husband wanted to kick our parents from their house so they could move in and live comfortably. I refused, and now I've lost my girlfriend and my sister won't talk to me. Am I the a-hole? I, 32M, have a sister, 29F, who got married last month. We were close growing up but drifted apart in our 20s. She moved across the country for work, and I stayed in our hometown to take care of our aging parents. My sister announced her engagement 2 years ago. She and her fiancé decided on a destination wedding in Bali. When she told me about it, I was happy for her but also worried about how I'd manage to attend. There were a few problems. 1. Cost. The trip would have cost me around $3,000 for flights, accommodation, and other expenses. I'm not poor, but I'm not rich either. I work as a high school teacher, and that's a significant chunk of my savings. 2. Time off. The wedding was planned for mid-semester. Getting time off work would have been really difficult. I'd have to find substitute teachers for my classes, which is a hassle for everyone involved. 3. Our parents, mom and dad, are in their 70s now. Dad has early-stage Alzheimer's, and mom has mobility issues. They need daily assistance, which I provide. Finding someone to care for them for a week would have been challenging and expensive. I explained all this to my sister when she first announced the wedding plans. I told her I'd do my best to make it work, but I couldn't promise anything. She seemed to understand at the time. As the wedding date got closer, I realized there was no way I could attend. I called my sister about 3 months before the wedding to let her know. I apologized and explained again why I couldn't make it. I offered to throw her a small celebration when she returned and sent a generous gift. At first, she seemed disappointed but okay with it. But then things started to get messy. She began posting passive-aggressive comments on social media about family who don't care enough to make an effort. Our cousins, who were attending the wedding, started messaging me, saying I was selfish and should find a way to be there. The situation escalated when my sister called me a week before the wedding. She was crying and accused me of ruining her special day. She said I was choosing our parents over her and that I was jealous of her success. I tried to explain again, but she hung up on me. The wedding happened, and from the photos, it looked beautiful. I sent her another message congratulating her, but she left me on read. Since then, she's been ignoring my calls and messages. Our parents are upset about the situation, and it's causing them stress, which isn't good for their health. Some of my friends think I did the right thing considering my responsibilities and financial situation. Others say I should have found a way to attend no matter what, as it was such an important day for my sister. I feel torn. I love my sister and wanted to be there for her, but I also have obligations here that I couldn't ignore. I don't think I'm the a-hole, but the whole situation has me questioning myself. Some additional context that I forgot to mention earlier makes the situation even more complicated. About a month before the wedding, my sister dropped a bombshell on me. She called and said she and her new husband were planning to move back to our hometown after the wedding. At first, I was excited. It would be great to have her close by again. But then she explained her plan in more detail. She wanted to move into our parents' house. Her reasoning was that it's a big house, and since I'm living there to take care of mom and dad, there's plenty of room for her and her husband too. She said it would be a win-win situation because she could help with our parents' care. I was hesitant about this idea. Our parents' house is indeed large, but it's not exactly set up for 2 separate families. Plus, I was worried about how the change might affect Dad's Alzheimer's. He gets confused easily with changes in his environment. But the real shock came when my sister suggested that we should consider moving our parents to an assisted living facility or nursing home. She argued that it would be better for them in the long run, as they'd have round-the-clock professional care. She also mentioned that it would free up the house for us younger folks and allow us to live our lives. I was stunned by her suggestion. Our parents have always been clear about wanting to age in place in the home they've lived in for over 40 years. Dad, even with his memory issues, becomes distressed at the mere mention of leaving the house, and Mom, despite her mobility problems, is still sharp as a nail and adamant about staying in her own home. I tried to explain all this to my sister, but she brushed off my concerns. She said I was being old-fashioned and sacrificing my life for our parents. She accused me of wanting to keep the house for myself and of not considering what's best for everyone. I stood my ground and told her that moving our parents to a facility was not an option I was willing to consider. I also expressed my doubts about her and her husband moving into the house.